This is an off-the-cuff vlog. I'm just throwing together real fast over here. In light of recent events, the date is September 13th. It's 10:31 p.m. in the state of Arizona. Everyone on the planet knows what happened a couple of days ago. 3 days ago now. Listening to a lot of commentary, hearing a lot of people say a lot of different things. The sane voices out there are saying that Charlie Kirk's death was an absolute tragedy, and it's unacceptable in any kind of a civil society. Then there are people who are thoroughly unhinged. Some of them may be possibly demonically possessed. And they are saying and celebrating that they're glad Charlie is dead. One guy got in front of a news reporter with a camera over here. I was watching just now on YouTube, and he was saying he'd kill Charlie himself if he could. He was a Nazi. He was a fascist. He deserves to die. Charlie brought it on himself. Okay? So in other words, anytime someone disagrees with the American left, they are being given permission to be taken out. They're given their useful idiots permission to shoot them. If you disagree with the American left, you're not permitted to dissent from the left. And that's what fascist movements are. You cannot dissent from the narrative. Okay, authoritarian movements cannot coexist with dissent. And the American left cannot coexist with dissent. So how do we define them? They are quintessentially fascist. They are the fascists. So why are they throwing that label on people on the right? Well, Saul Alinsky said to accuse your opposition of what you in fact are doing. So that's what they're doing. When CNN and MSNBC, reporters say that, Charlie brought it on himself, he inspires hatred, he makes people feel threatened with his words. When you're calling people a Nazi and a fascist and a threat to civil liberties and a threat to American society and a threat to freedom every day for months and years, is that not inciting a threat against us? Are you not the one inciting violence? Are you not the one trying to stir up division? And that's the point. If you're on the left and you don't see that, then you're either brainwashed or you're just an absolute fool. You are serving to usher in the very thing you say you don't want, the thing you say that you are terrified of. Okay? The Republicans are out there defending free speech, defending the First Amendment. That is a constitutional freedom. That's one of the things that supposedly Trump is trying to destroy. MAGA is trying to destroy. Republicans are trying to destroy. Charlie Kirk tried to destroy. Excuse me. But Charlie Kirk did not shoot anybody for disagreeing with him. Who's been doing all of the shooting? All of it. It's you guys on the left that are doing all the shooting, starting with James Hodgkinson in 2017 on a baseball field, all the way to today. Shooting churches, shooting schools. You're all doing it in the name of some whacked out, freaking insane, unhinged ideology that is thoroughly, wholeheartedly leftist. It is only leftists who have been firing the bullets. Say, oh, what about January 6th? What about January 6th? That was an insurrection. Really? Well, if it was an insurrection, it was the first unarmed insurrection in human history, at least that I know of. And you may point to recent assassination attempts on some Democratic politicians. Josh Shapiro was one, but as far as I know, his attempted assassin was a Palestinian activist. You guys on the left should love the Palestinian activists, though. I don't know why you would have a problem with that. And the other guy was a Democrat politician. I don't know the name, but I also know that his attacker was also arming or gunning for other people as well. So that's up in the air. I don't know, and I don't know enough about it. But even if, say for the sake of argument, that guy was wearing a freaking Republican, elephant on his freaking shirt, and he had a cross around his neck. He was claiming to be a Christian, and he was wearing a MAGA hat. Just say that was the case. Even if, that would be the first example out of the past 8 years that you guys would have for right-wing violence. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. You know what? I'm wrong. There was a guy who put some fake pipe bombs, or they were duds of pipe bombs. I'm not sure if they were faked or if they were just plain duds. Like 5-6 years ago, maybe, something like that. He put them somewhere, and it was designed to hurt someone on the left or something. I don't remember. Someone out there may know what I'm talking about. I mean, that's it. That's the most we have. And I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying that's right or that's justified. I'm not defending it at all. All I'm saying is that if you're going to say that the right wing, that the threat for the country comes from the left, and all the violence is coming from, if it's coming from the right, and all the violence is coming from the right, you're living under, like, you're walking upside down. You're seeing everything completely inverted. 99% of all the crap is coming from you guys on the left. Chaz, okay, guarded on the perimeter by armed leftist thugs with rifles. I thought you guys didn't believe in guns. And what about Portland, Oregon? I think that also had one of those isolated zones, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. And let's see. Oh, yes, they tried to lock police officers in their stations and set them on fire, so they tried to commit murder. And the Democratic mayor, Wheeler, didn't, arrest the Antifa nuts who were doing that. So it sounds like to me, it looks to me like you guys really, truly want this stuff to happen. And while it's happening, you're trying to deflect and say, oh, well, they're bringing it on themselves. Oh, it was just a peaceful protest. You're trying one way or another to water it down or sweep it under the rug entirely and hope we don't notice. Those of us who are paying attention notice very clearly. It is, for all intents and purposes, entirely coming from your side. And why? Because this is your goal. You want to break and rebuild. You want a cultural revolution. And those usually happen with violence. They happen with dissecting and fracturing the unity of the country. So we're all looking at each other, we're all worried about each other, we're all accusing the other of oppression or whatever, when the people in power are looking down and playing us like chess pieces, and someday they're going to come down and say, we can bring order and peace if you just give us enough power. Which they will never relinquish. And then you idiots on the left, you're going to have more fascism than you'll ever know what to do with. This is what you are helping to usher in. You guys on the left are a Darwin Award waiting to happen. Keep doing what you're doing. People on the right, you really need to wake up. You really, really need to wake up. This isn't just the Democrats being stupid or just being crazy or just being a little unhinged. This isn't just some radical faction here. This isn't Democrats just being in denial about the violence coming from their side. They're deliberately doing this, and they want to make everyone in America think that it's the other way around. So doing every kind of backflip they can to twist our perception of what's actually happening. Saul Alinsky said to accuse your opposition of what you are doing. And that's exactly what the CNN reporters, what college professors, what MSNBC, the New York Times, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, whatever her stupid name is, Schumer, Pelosi, what all these people, what Biden, what all these people are doing and we're doing. They're accusing my side of the very thing they are trying to bring into existence. And you guys on the left who are supporting this, you are cutting your own throats. Keep it up. Just keep it up. I guess the communist refugees from Cuba don't have enough to say to you about what communism really is. Or people coming from Venezuela, like was it Conchita Alonso? I forget what her name was, who decried what was happening in her home country. Or people came here from Vietnam after the Vietnam War, trying to get away from that sick and twisted, demented government that was established there after the United States stopped arming the South. Or people coming in from the Soviet Union when Russia had its communist dictatorship. Or people that come here and escape from North Korea, the few who do. Like that young lady, her name is Park, I forget her first name. I'm not sure of her name. Young woman who came here from North Korea and tells us that they believe that Kim Jong-un could hear their thoughts. Okay? They're telling you what leftism is. They're telling you what Marxism is. It is as fascistic as anything is out there. You say, well, fascism and communism are 180 degrees apart. That's my God. That's you're just say 2 and 2 equal 3. You're an idiot. There is no significant difference between fascism and communism. Okay? They both do the same thing. They employ the same methods to achieve power. They have the same ends. And they run their countries in a similar way. There's almost no difference. Hitler and Mussolini were socialists before they became known as fascists. Bottom line is, progressivism, fascism, and communism are all collectivist movements. They all result in military dictatorships. So keep doing what you're doing, and you're gonna have a real sorrowful awakening one day. And there'll be no turning back. There'll be nothing you can do. You have made your bed, and now you're gonna have to sleep in it. Keep it up. Just keep it up.